Hello, everyone. I had a question come up on email that I thought everybody could benefit from hearing the answer to. I was asked to provide a little bit more detail on the reflection journal submissions and the criteria that, or what you should be doing with them and what should be involved in writing them up. So my hope is at this point that you've worked through a couple of the module or the units within module one, that you're getting a sense of the readings and the themes, and that you're finding the material interesting and thinking about it a little bit outside of just the readings. And the reflection journals are really meant to push you through the interpretation of the material. They're meant to make sure that you're thinking about that material relative to yourself and your own development. You can think about this as though you are reading reading something and finding ways of applying that to your own experience, right? So in that course outline, it says that you can choose a reading. So you had a couple of chapters assigned in a module, and you also had some external readings that could be accessed through the library in a module, or in a unit rather. You can choose a reading if there's something you really want to focus on, but by all means, if you want to go over a couple of readings and apply them both or a few ideas to yourself, that is absolutely fine. You can certainly do that. Again, you will write it staying close to the page allotment. Make sure that you try and stick with it. Part of what's important here is that you're able to find some ideas and express them clearly and concisely. The types of things I will look for, and I've written some of them down. I'll post this on the website so that it's available for you to look at in more detail, but just to report it to you here, I want to make sure that the reflection, that what you're writing up has in-depth reflection, reflection on the content of the reading, so demonstrate that you've actually read and that you understand the reading itself, and on the personalization of the theories and concepts and strategies of the material within that unit. So how it applies to you, what it means to you, what it means for your development, and by all means you can use the word I. I think a strength of reflection papers is when you do make it personal, and not to say that you have to share or reveal anything significant, but you certainly have to talk about yourself and understand and talk about what it means to you, or experiences you've had that connect to the types of theories and ideas that we're talking about in a particular unit. You also want to make sure that the viewpoints you share are insightful, that they're supported, so that there's some sort of depth of thought, and that you supported your ideas using the readings and the literature. If it's helpful, some clear examples and ideas can be very useful at illustrating what is required, or illustrating your point, your idea. I also note that it should clearly address the topic, and you should respond effectively to all aspects of the assignment, which means that you're analyzing at the reading, but also reflecting on your own skill development, that you explore the issue through comprehension, and that you go beyond the obvious, beyond just repeating facts back. It's coherently organized, so this is just about writing style, that the paper itself is easy to read, that your ideas are supported, and that the whole thing makes sense and is cohesive, sticks together. And in general, just as always, that you've edited it carefully and it's free of errors, and the sentence structure makes sense and the structure of the paper makes sense. So those are some tips for what you might do within your reflection papers. I imagine some of you have uploaded them. I know actually that a lot of you have uploaded them before, or already rather. I won't grade them until the end of the month, until the end of this module. If you would like to take a look at yours based on this criteria and re-upload, you're welcome to. But of course, in the first few units as you're learning to do this, I'll try and provide some feedback so that in future modules you have the benefit of feedback. And the first one will be graded a little bit differently than the once you have this kind of concept under your belt, we'll tighten up the criteria a little bit to reflect experience with this method of learning. If you have any specific questions, or questions that are specific to what you're writing, I welcome you to reach out at any point. But hopefully you found this video useful, and good luck with your reflection papers. All the best. Bye-bye.